What is your American dream?
American dreams. Buy a house. I think that's it. Just buy a house.
I have American dream about my child and everybody's child. They got the better education, better environment. We want to live peacefully in America, whatever we are now. We don't want any difference between each other.
American dream is just to be happy and have money for my family and for my friends.
My American dream is to be happy.
American dream? I don't know. No war. Peace.
I guess my American dream would be that we could all celebrate our individuality, our cultures and everything, but also be more united, more connected as a whole, instead of having all these differences that, corrode us. And yeah, that would be my dream.
I dream of a world where everybody recognizes that we can be whoever we want to be, and I feel like that's the great thing about America.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! Okay, I got it. Okay, I'm doing it. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah! Success! Okay, I need my glue stick. Where's my glue stick? Glue stick! And then just lay it down now. Lay it down. Okay, make sure it's really on tight. Okay, so now I just have a few more to do. Oh! Hello, everybody! Happy Friday! Groundhog Sam here. I'm helping out the team because we have an early show. We're starting at 5 p.m. tonight instead of 5:30, so everyone's running around. And I said I would help with Brad's cards for schmoozing. So that's what I'm doing. I don't know if Brad's going to really talk about this one or not, but even if he does, all you have to know is you heard him here first from Groundhog Sam. There's a man in Scotland who's traveling the world on his bicycle, and he met a cat, and now they're biking all over the place together. Are you kidding me? That sounds awesome. I'm going to ask Brad if he would start biking with me this summer. I could be on his shoulder the whole time, saying hi to everybody. Ooh, then I don't need to burrow. Anyway, okay, so I gotta get back to work because I'm helping the team out, getting these cards ready. And now is the time you have all been waiting for. It's time for Brad Show Live, starring Brad Bernstein with co-host Belgium Kim and Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias. Enjoy and have a wonderful weekend, Brad Squad. I'll see you soon.
Welcome, everybody. April 5th, Friday. My name is Brad. For those who don't know, that's who the show is named after. That's why we call it Brad Show, because my name is Brad, and it's Belgium Kim and Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias who joined me. Right? Yes. And maybe we should change the name to like Brad and these two people.
What do you think? Why do I feel so high?
You can't be high on my show. This is a drug-free. This is a drug-free zone,
I did
Yo-Yo.
just come back from Puerto Rico.
That's right. I saw those pictures. I don't know what was going on down there.
A lot of great things.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, there you are.
Sun kiss.
Yes. So tell me a little bit about Puerto Rico. Oh, there you are with the cigar.
Yes. They call me
You're
Esteban.
like Mac Daddy there.
I went with my best friends.
Oh my God.
It was the best trip ever. This was the best birthday trip.
Really? So tell me the best part about Puerto Rico.
Just, honestly, the same thing you did, basically. That was Cuba Libre.
I went to Culebra.
Culebra,
It was great. Cheapest
flamenco.
lobsters. I wish I knew you were going there. I have a restaurant there.
You see? I told you I was going to go.
I went and we ate like kings. And I usually don't eat like a king, but sometimes I do eat like a king.
Brad kept that gem for himself because I told him I was going to go.
Lobsters.
Look at that.
Okay.
Look at them.
Salads. They brought in shrimp to start with.
So you're saying your trip was better than mine?
Because I had this restaurant. And they brought like everything in. We were having drinks, outside on like this beautiful river. you know, and like tiki hut type of restaurant.
Right. It was gorgeous.
And the whole bill came in for like $80. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what country am I in?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I've decided I'm not going to be here, and I'll be going to Puerto Rico next week. Sorry.
No, and San Juan is fun.
San Juan, old San Juan is
San Juan's
gorgeous.
a lot of fun.
We had like very much so local food. We wanted to, you know, just get into the culture.
Yeah,
you know?
It's great because you have great culture, great music.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
And there's beautiful scenery, the rainforest and waterfalls.
The rainforest was amazing.
Right.
Amazing everything. We biked around San Juan and biked to the beach from our hotel. It's like nothing bad happened. It was amazing.
Yo, we're moving our show to Puerto Rico.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
I went to the umbrella, that umbrella thing in Old San Juan.
Yeah, I have
that was the
pictures from
rainforest.
There. Yes, I have pictures from a waterfall too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Talked to a man playing.
I know that
tipped
man.
him a lot.
I know that man too. Yeah, playing. I know that in Old San Juan. I know that guy. I tipped him too.
He was in Old San Juan.
He would if you would have mentioned my name, he would have played for you for free.
No. I wanted. The reason why I did want to go to Puerto Rico was also to help, you know, and make sure that we bring business to them as well.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, they're really suffering there.
They are.
Right.
They are. It is.
Did you see the
really
guy?
sad to see like
Did you
you
see
know,
the
how
guy
much
with the iguana in Old San Juan?
Yes, I did.
Did you pet the iguana?
Hell no.
You wouldn't pet the iguana?
Hell no.
Pet the iguana?
Nope.
Would you pet the iguana?
How big's the iguana?
It's pretty big. It's a massive iguana.
The tail is long and fat. No, thank you.
I know that guy too. And I also know the iguana. The iguana knows every part of my face.
Oh no.
That iguana.
What?
He hasn't seen it. He touched every part of my face.
You
that
let
iguana.
him crawl on your face?
All over me.
That's no.
Black
Brad,
people don't let that happen.
I was just about to say that's some dumb white person shit. That is white person-ish.
Yeah.
That is white.
We don't like the we don't like the stereotype here.
That's true.
That's just somebody who likes
but
animals and nature.
No, we don't do that.
You allowed that ginormous iguana to literally climb on your face?
I certainly did.
Wow, Brad, that's impressive.
I certainly did. Let's say hello. Well, welcome back. And let's say hello to the squad. Marge Higgs, Dion Watson, Christy Consali, and Karam Rezarf. Hey everyone, he says. Dion Watson says hi, Kim. Angela Barrett and Naki Moxham. Angela Barrett says hi, everyone. Squad up with lots of hearts. So thank you very much. I always love hearts. Carol Anderson, the Tiger, Jessica Leamy, who gave us a call yesterday. We heard from her.
Oh,
yeah,
Jessica Leamy.
Yeah, they said Joel's on the phone, so I said, "Hey, Joel, how are you?" And she goes, "It's Jessica Leamy, but you could just call me Joel." Angela Barrett, I said, and Dawn Harriet, Mia Montauk, Kim Smith has a question. We'll get to you in a little bit, Kim. Cordella Douglas. Groundhog Sam saying hello as well. Marge Higgs thought you were going to say the food was the best.
The food was. I had mofongo, and I had this empanada bistec. It had a red snapper. All of it. It's just
seafood's great.
It was amazing. Oh, look, that was at the beach. It was just everything was great. Yes, everything was great. I had a little personal photographer there.
You know what? While we're slaving away here at Belgium Kim.
Oh, please.
We're slaving away here at Belgium Kim. He's living the high life.
Well, you turned 35 once.
Yes,
so.
That's true. Happy birthday. Christine Bennett, Tamika Nelson says, hey. Christy Consali, Lisa Bringrose says, next time, you're going to go to Jamaica and go to Dunn's River.
Yes.
And Lisa Bringrose says she will buy you tickets. You need a ticket to go into a river?
Well, we needed tickets to get on the beach.
Yeah, but you need a ticket to go into a river?
Well, the Flamenco Beach, not regular San Juan Beach.
Really? Okay.
Maybe. I'll go. I want to go to Jamaica so bad. I've never been.
You've never been?
No. And I think I'll get a better sun-kissed tan in Jamaica.
I've been to Jamaica.
I'm sure.
Yes.
You know, you keep
right.
bragging and touting about all these places, and we never get taken anywhere, Brad.
You know where I've never been, Belgium, Kim?
Where's that?
Belgium.
Wow, the insult,
never
the injury.
Never been. Yeah. Bailey Kamike says hello. Lakeisha Libron Headley says, hey, Brad. Nezzy once more. Haven't seen you in a while, Nezzy. Welcome back. She says, yes, Yo-Yo, tell him we only turn 35 once. That's
yes.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Anna K. Moxham said that. I thought Nezzy said that, but Anna K. Moxham said that, rubbing it in that you guys are substantially younger than me. Thank you very much. And Ja Love, Mercine Frazier on YouTube, Ruthie Cutie, how you doing? Carol the Top Cat Tigress saying hello on both. Donald Horton saying, hey, Kim, I am here. What's good with you? You all okay?
Listen, Donald.
He just wants to know about Kim.
Donald has a little crush on
Why
me.
don't you just have a conversation with Donald, all right? I mean, don't worry about us, Donald.
Right.
You go tell him, Kim. Let him know if you're good.
Direct message.
Why you gotta be jealous of the people
I
who
am
have a crush
jealous.
on me?
I'm very jealous. Back it up. Ricky says good evening to I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
I know.
Right. You know, I'm jealous that he doesn't say hello to me. Not that he doesn't have a crush on me.
You know that you have tons of our viewers that have crushes on you, though.
Yes.
There are more viewers with crushes on you than on me.
I don't know. I think Yo-Yo wins.
Yo-Yo,
No.
you think?
Yeah, I think so. Angela Rollins, how you doing? Princess Black. And that's everybody. That's everybody. Before we get into our schmooze, we're going to be ending early today around 6:30. I gotta make like a roller rink and skate out of here. Did anyone ever say that before?
That's not a thing.
That's not a thing?
Making like a roller rink is not a thing.
No. I gotta make a tree and leaf.
There it is.
There
So
you
we
go.
gotta
Banana and split.
I gotta make it be like a banana and split.
Right,
Yes.
exactly.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
All right, so we gotta be out of here by 6:30. So let's get this thing rolling. Tell them what to do to share while I get ready for our schmoozing.
All right, everybody, you already know what you have to do on Facebook at least. Now on Facebook, we need you guys to share. So share your hearts out right now. Share it to people's pages, share it into groups, private groups, but now most importantly, share it into an instant message. You can easily make a group of people where you can share with one button. And also make sure you create a watch party. When you make a watch party, you can create your own show. You have your own comment section. You can come back and do it with the Brad Squad as well. So everybody, I want you guys to try and make a watch party so we can share this to everybody, because it's an easier way to get it out to all of your friends and followers. Now, we need interaction. We love that you always have your opinions and you guys are always open-minded in what we're talking about. So I want you guys to talk to each other and talk to us. Let us know about any news you want to talk about. Also, like, love, laugh, wow, sad face, mad face, whatever you're feeling, please show it. And also, of course, subscribe, and you guys have to press that little button, that little bell to notify you when we're coming on. Just like today, we're coming a little early. All right, you don't want to miss out. Don't want the train to leave you. Now, what we're going to do on YouTube, Kim?
Now on YouTube, you guys are going to start by doing something pretty similar, by hitting that subscribe button and right next to it that little bell, because just like Yo-Yo said, you never know when we're going to come live. So make sure you get notifications. I get emails all day long about new content that we post. It's amazing. Also, when you guys are going to share the show with all of your friends and family, the best way to do that is to hit share right below the video, and you are going to copy that link and send it as a WhatsApp message, a text message, group me, however you talk to all of your people. Make sure to send them the link on YouTube and tell them to give us a little thumbs up, or even better, make sure to leave us a little comment. Tell us how you're thinking and feeling about what we're talking about. Everybody on Facebook is talking about how Brad's not a grizzly man anymore. Life is great. So let us know exactly how you're thinking and feeling in the comments while we talk about schmoozing with Brad.
That's right.
Boom.
Meanwhile, yes, I do notice that there were some observant people out there, Belgium Kim, and I want to start the schmooze off with what's going on in the news today. Brad did get a shave.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
As Jessica Leamy says, Brad loved the look. And Dawn Harriet said, oh, yes, Brad is no more that grizzly man.
Woof.
And, of course, Tamika says, I see Brad got out that bottle tush. That's right. And there I am.
There's the
that's
original.
Yo-Yo, that's the original beard from Brad.
Oh, my
that's
goodness.
From not,
you let
that
it
is That is
grow.
from not, yeah, I didn't shave for about a week. Okay,
Wow.
Then Belgium Kim, you want to take this over? You said you have something special.
I sure do.
Yeah,
I sure do.
Yeah, Belgium Kim apparently knows my barber.
Yeah.
And unbeknownst to me, asked the barber to take pictures of me as he was shaving. I didn't realize the barber. I thought he was just like, he liked me and was taking pictures, but I didn't realize that that he was sending them to Belgium Kim, and I just found this out right before we got on the air.
Nope.
Yes. Because he kept saying, here, I want to show you what you look like before and after.
He was giving me the tea.
Yeah, Bobby.
Listen, what you did yesterday, you promised us that you were going to shave and stop your shave for a goatee and a mustache so we could see what you looked like with different kinds of facial hair.
That's correct.
Now, you told me you weren't going to do that because you weren't a 13-year-old boy, so I had to take matters into my own hands, Brad.
Oh,
so
my God.
So first we got the goatee that happened.
Right. There's
I actually
There's
like
the
the
goatee.
goatee a lot.
I don't hate the goatee
Is
either.
that the goatee?
That's the goatee.
That's the goatee.
That's the goatee.
Uh-huh.
And the,
I actually like the
I feel
goatee.
like
Goatee?
suits
I don't
you.
like the goatee.
Now my favorite by far.
I look like an absent-minded professor. Don't I look like I'm ready to give a history test?
You do look like
Yeah.
but you're giving us.
But I think I look younger without.
You do look
yes,
younger without
yeah,
the beard. Now, my
right.
personal favorite was the Brad mustache. Could we see the Brad mustache for a hot second?
Lord have
Oh my
mercy.
God, I look like Mario from Mario Kart, right?
Well, believe it or not, as I showed this picture to everyone in this fair office, they all had a different person to say as to who they felt like you looked like in this picture. And I have those pics right here in my hand.
All right.
So I already told you what I felt like you looked like, and I stand by this. I felt like you looked like the Miscusi guy from Eurotrip.
You ever see that movie Eurotrip?
No.
Okay, yes.
So this guy goes, Miscusi, Miscusi.
Yeah, me see the Italian guy, and then he keeps getting closer and closer, and every time the train would go through a dark tunnel, his hand would be on like one of the man's legs, and they'd be like, and they would like jump, and he goes, oh, excuse me. That was like the whole thing, and then he's like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, excuse me.
So yeah, I felt like you looked like the philanderer in Eurotrip. Yonathan, I showed Yonathan this picture, and he searched, and then he goes, yes! Ben Kingsley from Schindler's List! Also famous for roles such as Gandhi and every villain you've ever loved.
Okay.
Julian the TriCaster guy thought you looked like a French baker.
If I had the beret, that would have been. I definitely look like that. I would have like
Definitely
Mademoiselle. Pea Slice, our wonderful Patrice, went along with the French thing and thought that you looked like Jacques Cousteau from Pink Panther.
Wait, put me back up with the mustache again. I gotta see.
Let's see, because I feel.
There I am with the mustache.
It's a good Jacques Cousteau. It's a good
maybe.
Jenny from the cubicle said Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite.
Okay, yes.
Party Rock.
Party Rock.
Do you watch Orange is the New Black?
No.
So the warden of the prison in Orange is the New Black, his name is Joe Caputo, and that's exactly what he looks like.
That is my show.
And then finally, we've got Jilly Bean, who also channeled Orange is the New Black. She felt like you looked like Porn Stash from Orange is the New Black.
Oh my God.
Look at those seductive eyes.
So apparently the mustache was the funny picture.
I felt like the mustache was what? That's hilarious. That's
me with the
hilarious.
mustache. It's the first time and only time I've ever had a mustache.
And what did you feel?
Oh, I thought it was hilarious. Yeah, I'm like, I look like ridiculous.
Did you think you could sport it?
No. Do you think I could sit here and answer immigration questions and seriously with that mustache?
I'm really surprised no one said Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
Like the mustachio.
It has to be a little bit more thicker.
Yeah, Jeff Mosey says it's definitely Steve Martin and the Pink Panther.
Yeah, tell us in the comments.
Let's go quickly. Can we go through all the pictures quickly with my mustache quickly? Is it one?
Miscusi from Eurotrip.
Let's see. Can we go through them faster? Okay.
The Ben Kingsley. Is it a French baker? Jacques Cousteau from Pink Panther. Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite. Joe Caputo from Orange is the New Black. Or Porn Stash from
and then
Orange is
put
the
my
New
picture
Black.
back up again. I think I'm either the excuse me guy or Jacques Cousteau.
I think
or maybe the baker.
I think I really
maybe the baker. I could be the baker.
You could be the baker.
I could be the French baker.
That's hilarious.
Okay, you guys, tell us in the comments who you think Brad looks the most like with a mustache.
All right. So with that, we have to go through our schmooze very quickly.
Yes,
Belgium
we do.
Kim. Trump, as we said, was going to retreat, and he did, on his threat to close the Mexican border. He says he'll do it in a year from now if things don't get better.
Oh my God.
Yeah, speaking to reporters, he said, the only thing, frankly, better and less drastic than closing the border is tariff the cars coming in, and I will do it. I don't play games if the drugs don't stop or largely stop. God damn it, I'm going to put a tax on cars.
Oh my God.
What does that have to do with stopping drugs?
That's
the most ridiculous thing.
Cars? How do
If quite frankly, if the drugs don't stop, I'm going to put tariffs on cars.
That doesn't make any sense. A 25.
He also said that yesterday wind turbines cause cancer. The sound of the wind turbine.
That's a good point. But like some of the biggest U.S. manufacturers manufacture in Mexico. It would hurt U.S. companies.
Well, he doesn't really tell the truth. And Michael Cohen has said in an attempt to stay out of prison, his attorney sent a 12-page memo to House Democrats Thursday night saying Trump encouraged Cohen to lie and say all Moscow Tower project's contacts ended as of January 2016 using code language, telling Cohen during various conversations that there was no collusion, no Russian contacts, nothing about Russia after the start of the campaign. Cohen also provided over 100 pages of documents included with the memo that he claims to lay bare a conspiracy to collude with the Russian government. So maybe Michael Cohen has something. We don't know. I still think there's more in that. There's more in that Mueller investigation.
In the Mueller, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the family of American woman is now suing Boeing, Ethiopian Airlines over the crash of the 737 MAX. Boeing has issued an apology. Apparently, the pilots on the Ethiopian Airlines followed the instructions, which is very scary. They followed the instructions that Boeing said to do in case of an emergency. In case that this MCAS system, which pushes the nose of the plane back down, this is the woman who died in the plane crash, unfortunately, very sad. Her family suing Boeing, and the pilots followed the instructions to shut off this program that was pushing the plane down, and still, after they shut it off, the program wouldn't shut off. Right. It had almost like a mind of its own. So the pilots actually even followed the instructions that Boeing laid out in case of an emergency. Right. And they did it, and the plane still crashed, which is the scary part. You could say, okay, well, maybe it was pilot error, we need more training. But no, this was a product defect. Right. Boeing put out, this is straight out of law school. Boeing designed a plane that was defective. It's a product defect. And then Boeing knew it because the Lion Air crash. Yeah. And kept those planes flying. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if this is all over that there are criminal charges brought against people at Boeing because they killed. Right. You can say, okay, the Lion Air crash was a product liability. Right. Okay, they designed something wrong. They discovered it after the Lion Air crash in Thailand, but they kept those planes flying after. And they said the planes are safe. And they had to have known. Yeah. They had to have known what the problem was. And now that we know that after the pilots followed the safety procedures that Boeing laid out, and the plane still crashed, to me, it is a criminal investigation now. Somebody killed these people.
It has
in
to
the
be,
name
right?
of money.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I think.
No, I think you're absolutely right.
But why would they sue the Ethiopian Airlines though?
Because everybody's responsible, and then ultimately it's going to be Boeing. But in any product liability case, in any lawsuit, you sue everybody who is responsible, who could be responsible. It's like when, on a construction accident site, there's 10 subcontractors on a construction accident site. You sue everybody points
just
fingers
because
at
it
each
happened.
other.
Yeah.
Correct.
Got it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
I'm not gonna lie, I was scared to fly because it was the first time I flew since the Ethiopian airline. I was like, oh.
Yeah, but the planes are safe. It's just one design,
model,
this one model, because it had a computer system that wouldn't shut off. Yeah. And when it got a bad reading, the computer system would go on, push the nose down when the nose should not have been pushed down. Yeah. And when the pilots went to shut this system off, and it's done for landing, not for taking off. Right. The system was put in place for landing, so the plane wouldn't stall while landing. So in case it's the plane slowing down for landing and it's not dropping fast enough, it would push the nose down to make the plane dive more so it wouldn't stall and just drop out of the sky.
Right.
But this system went on while the plane was taking off. The pilots tried to pull the joystick up to push the plane up, and this system overrode the pilot's control and pushed the plane nose down. And when the pilots shut that system off, it didn't shut off on the plane. And the plane continued to go down until they lost control of the plane.
Right.
And this is a plane crash that could have been prevented.
Absolutely.
Because I guarantee you, when all is said and done, there's somebody at Boeing that knew after that Lion Air crash that there's something wrong with this plane it shouldn't be flying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do also think about the people who ultimately greenlighted it and who may not have known what was, like, when we have a bad day at work, there's something that may go a little wonky with the show. They have a bad day at work. Somebody had bad days at work, and 360 people have died now because of that. Like, that's unbelievable.
The other thing which is scary, which I never knew until these disasters, is that the FAA has now put the safety review of an aircraft in the hands of the manufacturer rather than in the hands of an outside auditor who will come in and say this plane is worthy to fly in the air.
Yeah.
So Boeing is designing their planes, is manufacturing their planes, and then is certifying to the FAA that the plane is okay.
So they're greenlighting
They're greenlighting themselves.
Oh my God.
You know, and so when the FAA comes out and says, well, this was FAA approved, it was Boeing approved.
Right.
It wasn't FAA approved. The FAA,
Wow.
the FAA gave their job to Boeing.
Right.
In the name of saving money.
Right.
And just like Boeing wouldn't ground their planes in the name of saving money.
Right.
Right.
And as a result, people died.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, they knew. I guarantee you. I wish I had Erin Brockovich here.
Yeah.
I would Erin Brockovich the hell out of this.
Well, and when the mom testified today, she testified in the lawsuit, and she was like sobbing. She was really emotional. The images are really hard. It's, look at her. She's just.
I mean, you lost
brokenhearted.
your daughter. You lost a family member.
Yeah.
It's, a lot of people, because we're so desensitized from like all these things. But this is a life. These are lives. They all have families. So I mean, they should take it as such.
Apparently, she's the grandniece of Ralph Nader.
Oh wow!
She is,
This woman who he ran for president. He was also a consumer advocate. Ralph Nader.
Oh wow!
Now I will say that I don't know how the FAA takes back control of reviewing aircrafts, but to leave it in the hands of Boeing, all right, and to have Boeing say it is safe. It's like yo-yo. It's like you build a house. Instead of having the building inspector come over to make sure it's safe and give you a certificate of occupancy, you give yourself your own certificate of occupancy and say, I built it. Seems pretty good. It's all good. Seems pretty safe to me. And you bring that and you certify your own house.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
But how is that a law? How did that law pass? Like how is that okay?
I don't know why that's okay. That law is passed by greedy companies and greedy politicians who are in the pockets of greedy companies because these companies wanted to expedite and fast track this airplane out into the air because they wanted to sell planes.
Right. Yeah.
So when you want to sell planes, you say, "Oh, I can make sure we know more about airplane safety. We're Boeing."
Right.
So but you want to know what happens when you don't have an outside set of eyes? You get kind of what's that word when
complacent.
Not complacent is the word, but I'm looking for another word when everybody agrees. You know what I'm talking about, right? I just lost the number. Right. But it's
like confirmation bias.
Right, exactly. It's confirmation bias where everybody agrees, but nobody actually realizes there was something wrong.
Right.
I'm not saying that they purposely made a bad aircraft.
No.
Right.
But what I am saying is that I guarantee you that after that Lion air crash, there is somebody at Boeing who knew that aircraft should not be in the air, and they kept it in the air anyway.
Yeah.
That I will say.
Absolutely.
That I will say.
Absolutely.
And I think because they don't have an outside auditor who to come in to review the safety of this plane, the airworthiness of this plane, you sometimes get this confirmation bias where everybody agrees and looks at it. All these engineers agree. They designed it. They built it. They say, yes, it's good.
We're fine.
We're fine.
Right.
Well, they need to change the rules and make that like they need to have an outside auditor come and start checking these planes.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, well,
because the travelers don't know that. You know what I mean? Like if I knew that it wasn't an outside auditor that was checking the planes, I'd be like, I don't want to go on that plane.
Well,
Give me one
every
that-
plane you're on was checked by Boeing. Every Boeing plane you're on is checked by Boeing. The FAA doesn't check planes.
That's crazy.
What's
That's
the FAA
crazy.
do?
Right. That's what. That's
The
kind of
hell
what
do
I
they
want-
do?
Right.
Like, if you are not securing the aircraft that I'm in, which is at the
What are you
beginning,
doing?
That
like
makes
the,
no
the
sense.
very
Right.
fundamental thing that's happening, what the hell is your job?
Exactly. Meanwhile, this is bad news for me, Belgium Kim.
Oh no, what's that?
Bad diets are responsible for more deaths than smoking.
That's terrible news for
Terrible
me.
news for me.
Uh-oh.
Unhealthy eating now claims more lives than tobacco. Researchers found that
Wow.
1 in 5 deaths a year, 11 million globally, are a result of eating too many salty or sugary foods and not enough fiber ones like vegetables and whole grains. And this research is from 20 years of data. The countries with the fewest deaths from bad eating habits were the ones that follow the Mediterranean diet.
Oh.
And those countries are Spain, Lebanon, and Israel.
Are the healthiest?
Healthiest.
That's crazy.
Yes, Spain topped Bloomberg's Healthy Country Index in 2019 thanks to the country's rich produce and emphasis on olive oil. Cigarettes are rapidly moving down the list of public enemy number 1 because a lot of people are just not smoking anymore.
Right.
Or if they are smoking, they're doing the smokeless tobacco.
Right.
So they're getting hooked. They're getting hooked on
Nicotine.
but
Right.
at least they're not getting cancer anymore.
Right.
So now a new study claimed that drinking 1 bottle of wine a week is as cancer-causing as smoking up to 10. Oh my God, I'm going to die soon.
Wait, what was that?
One bottle of wine.
1 bottle of wine a week is as cancer-causing as smoking up to 10 cigarettes during the same period.
What?
10
How could
cigarettes
that
a
be?
day equals one. No, I'm sorry. 10 cigarettes a week
Equals one bottle of wine in terms of cancer-causing agents.
Wait, I thought they said
How could that
wine
be?
is good.
No, wine's not good. No good.
Red wine.
Who's they?
What?
Who is that? Where'd you get this from?
One glass of red wine is
Where'd
good.
you get this from?
That's right, they said.
Also,
Who wrote this?
I swear it was in a
Everything
medical
causes cancer.
journal. It was in a real medical
No.
journal.
I don't buy that.
Don't tell it to me because I think it's all in the mind
Because
as
based on this,
Yeah.
I should be dead.
And you can't have
Okay.
one glass
Based
of
on
wine.
that.
Based on this, I should be dead.
Based
because
on that, I'm not really here right now.
my entire diet is salt, sugar, and wine. I mean,
That is mine too.
I mean, maybe not in that order. Maybe it's sugar, salt, and wine, or wine, sugar, and salt. But that's
Depending
my
on
diet.
the week.
It's mine is sugar, salt, wine. Sugar, salt. As a matter of fact, today I have eaten only sugar.
Today I've had
my
only
God.
wine. So,
Oh my God, I'm gonna die.
Yeah,
That's so sad.
Countdown to the end of
Yes.
our life starts now.
All right, so in Elkhart, Indiana, students there get breakfast and lunch at school, but sometimes they may be without food on the weekends. So Indiana School District has partnered with a nonprofit organization called Cultivate to provide weekend food to a group of students at the elementary school. Cultivate takes the school's prepared unserved food and combines it with other food to make individual frozen meals.
Oh, I love that.
That's very nice that they're feeding. I don't know if I would want, used school food, but I guess if you can't, I can't, you
Beggars
complain.
can't be choosers.
Right, I can't complain if the people don't have food.
Right. And
Right.
it's unserved food. Like it's
oh,
not.
Oh, I'm reading this like I'm reading. Oh, I'm reading
the
this
ones
like.
they were able to
Oh,
not
I'm
like
reading-
what's
I'm reading
left
this
on the kids'
I'm reading
trays.
I'm like, kid Johnny, give me back what's left on your tray, and we're gonna freeze it and give it to somebody on the weekend. That's what I thought they were doing. I'm
There's
like,
like a
that's
big
kind of gross.
bin where you just like slide your
I'm like, that's kind of gross.
No, I really like this because
feel like-
I worked at a job where we would always get a lot of food for different vendors or like different people that would come and rent out our establishment, and we would throw away so much food that was unused, and we
Exactly.
can't give it, out. Like I would always want to give it out to the homeless people outside, and they were like, no, you can't because they
It's
can sue
food
us.
laws. Yeah,
you know
you
what I mean. So
can't.
like. A way that you can do that and it's legal, I love it and I'm here for that.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
And they said
Now that I understand it,
it's less gross.
it's less gross. I thought I was like, hey Johnny, you gonna finish that Jello? If not, I'd like to freeze it for the weekend.
No, you weirdo. No, I think it's great. They said that normally they work with big catering companies, which is a great
That's
thing.
awesome.
There's
I'm here
so
for
much
that.
food waste. I love
Yeah,
this.
that's
I
dope.
love this.
All right. So in the United Nations, they are coming up with bold ideas to fight climate change. They are now feel that water-based cities could help humanity adapt to a changing climate.
Whoa.
The UN Habitat team plans to partner with MIT and start to design floating cities. The group notes that climate change in the form of erosion and flooding has the potential to forcibly relocate millions. Björk Engels, the lead architect on the project, envisions a design where 10,000 people would live on an island with each 4.5-acre hexagon hosting around 300 people. This is basically, they're designing Waterworld.
It is Waterworld.
Okay, they're designing Waterworld, all right? Unfortunately, Bjork, they beat you to it. Hollywood beat you to it 30 years ago.
In 1998, Kevin Costner
already did it. Bjork says that 9 out of 10 of the world's largest cities are going to be exposed to rising seas by 2050. All sad news, but by 2050 I will be dead based on my diet of wine, sugar. So,
That's true. You're never gonna make it.
so that's
don't
your
worry.
problem, not mine. Virgin Atlantic.
Yeah.
They are going to be diversifying their icon. Virgin Atlantic is replacing the traditional flying woman painted on its planes. Is there a flying woman painted on its planes? I don't know. Oh, that's what it is. That's a little sexist. A little sexist there, Richard Branson.
Well, that's exactly.
Yeah,
That's why they're switching it.
now the figures are going to be a black man, an Asian woman, and a gay man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're changing them.
What?
Boom!
That's the logo?
It's going to be at
I like
on
that
the
one.
front
You
of
like that
all their
one?
planes.
Virgin said the new icons represent its ambition for gender
awesome.
and diversity balance in the workplace and support for all people's sexualities.
I liked Virgin though. Like they're always
They're
like
always-
kind of
they're-
trendsetters
yeah.
and just they've always stepped outside of the box. Even when they first came, I liked Virgin. That's dope.
Yeah, the airline is pledged to achieve an equal gender balance in its leadership roles and 12% Black, Asian, and minority ethnic group representation across the company by 2022.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Go them.
So this is the headline here.
Yeah.
I don't know where this is going, but I'm going to read the headline.
Oh, I hope it's the one I think it is.
I'll stop him, officers! Domino pizza guy thwarts the fake $50 chucking robber. A Domino's pizza delivery man helped cops catch an alleged burglar in Manhattan last week, yelling, "I'll stop him, officers!" and pulled his bicycle in front of the suspect, threw a pizza in his face, and gave time for the police to catch this guy.
What?
Yes. The Domino's pizza guys, the officers were out looking for a suspect who stole a woman's AirPod headphones on the Upper East Side, and when they were about to give up, they spotted one of the robbers who took off. As he was running, the robber threw fake $50 bills from his pocket. He must have had 4 counterfeit $50 bills.
Oh my God.
So the Domino's worker saw him, the chase in progress, and the Domino's worker went into action, delaying the suspect long enough for the police to catch him.
That's
The
amazing.
New York Police Department confirmed the suspect was in custody, and the Domino's guy delivered all of his pizzas within the 30-minute guarantee.
What a hero.
That's
What a
hilarious.
hero. Except somebody said, wait a second, this Domino's pizza tastes like a perp.
This tastes like suspect.
Yeah, this tastes suspect, exactly. It's true companionship, Kim. They're biking around the world. Sam talked about this. A cat on his back. A Scottish traveler who adopted a stray kitten on his travels has customized his bike so the pair can travel around the world. Yes. The Scottish traveler Dean Nicholson is biking his way through Europe and has picked up a four-legged friend named Nala. And he met Nala in Bosnia. Aww. Now, Nicholson traveled through the Netherlands, Belgium, Greece, Switzerland, and Italy before getting on a ferry to Croatia and traveling on to Bosnia, where he found his feline friend. And he is... I guess he is documenting all of this on Instagram. He's now a big hit, right?
At One Bike, One World.
One Bike, One World. So Nala sits in the basket of Nicholson's bike and sometimes even hops on his shoulders for a better view. Nala adopted her human when she chased him up a hill in Bosnia and wouldn't leave him alone. Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's nice. That's great.
And Nicholson, I don't even like cats.
Yeah,
I like them.
Nicholson said, I wasn't going to take her with me at first, but I soon fell in love with her, and I couldn't bring myself to leave her there alone. We've been inseparable now for the last 4 months. Since finding Nala, he has set up a GoFundMe page to help pay for her vet bills and to eventually bring her back to the United Kingdom with him.
Aww. You know what they say, strays choose you, you don't choose them.
That's true. That's true.
I definitely wouldn't have chosen.
How do you think we got the two of you? No, I just showed up here. You guys were like here.
It's true.
I don't know. You just never left your chairs ever.
That's true. I was like, please hire me.
Yeah. I mean, my co-host kind of chose me.
Did you lick his arm?
I did.
Meanwhile, a couple is keeping 10,000 pet bees in their high-rise apartment. I'm sure their neighbors are really thrilled about this one. A husband and wife has raised a hive of over 10,000 bees in their high-rise condominium. Last week, the neighbors reported them. The husband began raising his bees in Zhejiang province, China, with the intention of using the bee stings as a form of medicine. The complaints, however... complainants who were hanging their clothes out to dry said the clothes were covered in dots with bee excrement.
Oh,
I didn't know bees actually make excrement.
Everything makes excrement.
So when the police entered the couple's house, they found a wooden box used as a beehive on the balcony. They said that they saw the bees both crawling inside and outside of the box. The police fined the couple between $30 and $75. They also showed a picture of a baby and asked if they
have located.
They located him. They still have not. They still have not located Yonathan, if you saw yesterday, which you probably did not, yesterday in China, the police put out a wanted poster of this guy, but they only had his baby picture. So it was his baby picture on the wanted poster. Yes, in China. Finally, your Google Assistant can talk like John Legend. Apparently, Google Assistant just got smoother because it's teamed up with Grammy-winning artist John Legend for its first celebrity voice cameo. For a limited time, you can now substitute Legend's velvety voice for a variety of responses.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Just tell your device, okay, Google, talk like a legend.
Wow.
That's all you have to say. The singer will respond if you ask about the weather, need to hear a compliment, or if you ask him to sing Happy Birthday. Legend also recorded a list of Easter egg responses if you ask the device, who's your celebrity crush, and how do you cook bacon in the oven. So, which leads me, we have video, let's watch.
I'm your Google Assistant. The forecast is 72 and sunny. You can find me on all kinds of devices, and if I'm lucky, in your heart.
Okay. So who would you want your Google Assistant to talk like, Belgium Kim?
John Legend. I changed
John
it this
Legend?
morning.
Did you?
I literally did. He told me it was going to be 48 and cloudy today.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was great.
Would you want to listen to John Legend?
No, I would like to listen to Rihanna.
Rihanna.
Oh, yes.
Rihanna would be my Google Assistant.
I get that.
For sure.
I would want a Morgan Freeman Google Assistant.
Morgan Freeman.
I would
Morgan
want that for
Freeman.
like motivational inspiration in the morning.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
I want. Now I lost his name. He has the real baritone voice. Jack
Nicholson?
No, not Jack.
Jack Nicholson doesn't
Jackie
have hair.
Jackie Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones.
Oh,
That'd be a great one.
Today's weather.
Oh my God.
Brad, don't forget your coat. I can't even do his voice,
Brad.
but he has such a great voice.
Brad.
Yes.
Don't forget your
Yes.
coat.
Yeah, except I would cry because I can't disassociate James Earl Jones and
Mufasa.
Mufasa. So I would just cry.
Jeff Bosey wants it to sound like Fran Drescher.
Oh, no. Turn it off.
There was an Amazon Alexa commercial where there was Cardi B, and I would love Cardi B as my
was
Google
pretty
Assistant voice.
That was pretty funny.
too. All right, Belgium Kim and Yonathan, Yo-Yo Elias, let's get to our immigration questions. But before we do, please tell everybody how to share one last time and why it's important to share and why it's important that you share to your friends and you start watch parties and you do all the other things that Belgium Kim and Yonathan, Yo-Yo Elias are going to tell you to do right now.
Okay, Facebook fam, we're gonna start with you guys. We want you to first hit that share button. We want you to share in people's inboxes and people that you're friends with. And we want you to start a watch party. That's gonna send a notification to all of your friends and family that says, this is what I'm watching right now. Come join me, it's so much fun. So then you're gonna do that. After you do that, you're gonna comment your little heart out about what we are talking about. Crazy call, you agree with Brad's advice wholeheartedly because it's so good. Let us know in the comments. And you're gonna let us know with a little emoji at the bottom. We love us some hearts. We love us some laughs. We love us some laughing. We love it, even a wow. Make sure that you like and subscribe and hit that little bell so that you get a notification every single time we go live. Yo-Yo, what do they have to do on YouTube?
All right, for YouTube, everybody, you guys are not off the hook, of course, because we definitely need you guys to share as well. Our YouTube subscriber list has been growing, and that's all because of you guys. So what you need to do is just copy the link, share it. You could share it to people's pages on Instagram, on Facebook, because it could go directly to your social media. But most importantly, we want you to create a WhatsApp group of friends and family or anybody that you think might like the show or get some good information from the show that they would actually need. So make a WhatsApp group and just blast it, all right? That's the easiest way to get the show out, especially on YouTube. And of course, interaction, we love to hear what you guys have to say too, because you're definitely a part of the family as well. And everybody, please, if you're on YouTube right now, press that thumbs up. I need y'all to press that right now so we can make sure that everybody understands how good this show is, all right? Now, what we're gonna do is, you're gonna call with your questions, and Brad is gonna answer them
right now.
Right now.
All right, so we got Jade in Houston. Jane, how are you?
Hi, Brad.
Hi, Jane.
I have a question for my friend.
Sure.
Okay. So she came to the United States with a student visa. So one day she filed a working employment form, and she said that she's a citizen so that she could get the job, and she ended up getting the job. But down the line, she later on married an American, and then after that, immigration caught up with her, and she later on hired a lawyer who handled the whole case, and the lawyer told her that the case is closed. But right now she's scared for applying for citizenship because she feels like this question might pop up again if she has ever filed.
If you made a false claim if you've made a false claim to U.S. citizenship, that could be a deportable offense. I would not file citizenship. I would tell your friend honestly not to do anything and get a really good qualified lawyer like myself. It doesn't have to be me, but get a really good qualified lawyer. I can be me, it doesn't have to be me. I'm not the only qualified lawyer in the world, but get a really good qualified lawyer, and that qualified lawyer is going to have to do two things. One, review the immigration records and see if immigration knew about this when she applied for her green card and what she put, because one of the questions on the application for your green card is, have you ever made, false claim to U.S. citizenship? And number two, let's look at these criminal records, if they exist, if there were ever any charges brought, and see what those charges actually were. I would not do anything until we do a thorough investigation, see what's going on. All right? If your friend needs help, hold on one second. Let's go to Lisa in Hartford, Connecticut. Lisa.
Hey, Brad.
How are you?
I'm good. Hey, Kim and Yonathan. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Lisa. This isn't Lisa Bling Rose, is it?
Okay.
Okay.
By Lisa? By the way, Jessica Levy says like, this is a half hour worth of story time, and Brad's got a flight to catch.
Brad, did you shave to catch your flight as yet?
I did. I shaved. I did shave for the weekend. I did. That was part of the reason. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh.
Lisa called you out.
Yeah, she did.
She
Yeah.
knew.
Yeah. Lisa, I don't want to. You know, I don't want to brag, but you know, nobody wants to kiss a grizzly bear. All right, what's going on? What's going on?
Okay. All right. I have a question for my sister. She's here listening. Okay, she have an American citizen boyfriend.
Right.
But when he was like 21 years old, you know, he getting run-ins with the law.
Right.
With a 16-year-old. Then he was a registered sex offender. Then he served 6 months in prison. Then he come back out.
Is this the man who's the citizen or the man who needs the green card?
Yeah, he was born here, the citizen.
All right. What was the sex offense for?
He said that it was like, you know, something like when you leave a child in a car, something that charges negligence to a minor or something.
Okay,
or
well,
risk against a minor.
All right. Is he on the sex register list?
Well, he's off now. He's off the list.
Okay. All right. So your sister, if she marries him, he's going to need. She's going to need a waiver, because you need. It's called an Adam Walsh waiver. You need that waiver if you're married to somebody who's been convicted of any sort of sexual abuse or sexual contact case with a minor, if that's what this is. Ultimately, in the Adam Walsh waiver, you have to be able to show to a certainty, which immigration will nobody can ever prove to a certainty, that your sister's life is safe living with this man. And it's for her protection, but ultimately they use it against her to deny her a green card forever. In my cases for Adam Walsh waivers, what we have done successfully, though, is after immigration's denied the waiver, we've brought the cases into federal court and won those cases in federal court. But no, it's going to be that process.
Oh, so you think she should do it?
I think if she loves the man and she wants to get a green card, yeah, do it. But certainly you're going to need a good lawyer, and it's going to be a big fight.
Okay.
All right.
I think I'll let her hire you.
Okay. All right, hold on one second. All right, let's go to Imran. Imran in Worcester, and he hung up. Oh. Didn't we speak to Imran yesterday?
We did speak to Imran yesterday.
Yeah. What's he calling back again for?
And I forgot what his issues were, but I remember he had major issues. Oh, yeah, he had like 18 questions for you. Didn't he ask you question after question?
Yes. All right. So meanwhile, earlier this week, I had spoken with Spar Bernstein attorney Abadir Barre about the Mandamus APA cases we were putting together for people who have been waiting years for their asylum case to be processed. Now, this is incredibly important. So here's another snippet of Abadir and my conversation about Mandamus APA cases that we're filing for people who have been waiting 3 or more years for their asylum cases to be heard. Yes. Now, what Donald Trump has really changed is the processing times in all of this.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Before, it was first in, first out. Mm-hmm. So whoever was waiting the longest for their asylum hearing would be the next in line for their asylum hearing.
Yes.
Okay. So what happened is there's a lot of shady people out there, and they say, wow, it's taking 4, 5, 6, 7 years to be granted an asylum interview. Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm going to apply for asylum. Or maybe somebody's not even aware that they're applying for asylum. They go to a shady lawyer or a shady paralegal, and they say, apply for asylum, because you're not going to get an interview for 6, 7 years. And you know what? After 180 days of a pending asylum application, guess what you get? Yep. A work permit. So it's a good way to cheat the system. I'm not telling anybody to do this, but it's a good way.
It's happening. Yeah.
It happens. Yeah. Okay, to cheat the system to get a work permit. Mm-hmm. But what ultimately happens is you get an interview eventually, and then it's discovered that you have no asylum claim, and now you're in deportation.
Yeah, and you're barred from other. Yeah,
correct.
If it's a frivolous application.
Correct. So what Donald Trump is doing is he's trying, as a policy, to prevent people from filing asylum cases for 2 reasons. One, he doesn't want to give people work authorization that otherwise wouldn't be eligible, but also he's trying to make it very difficult for people to be granted asylum. How did you make it difficult for people to be granted asylum? From the moment you file the asylum, you grant them a very fast hearing. So why does that make it difficult? Because it takes time to put together a case. It takes time to develop your evidence. It takes time to send back home to get things. It takes time to get your story down in a credible, thematic, and chronological order. You can't file for asylum and get a hearing in 90 days and think you're going to be ready for it. Or ready with evidence, ready with your story, ready with everything that you need to prove your asylum claim. These are serious things.
Yeah.
So Trump's doing two things. One is he's trying to prevent people from applying, frivolous cases, but also on the real cases, he's trying to make it as hard as possible for anybody to get a case approved.
Yes.
It's like going to trial. Say, Abadir, you know what? We're going to go to trial on this huge, huge case. If it's very, very complicated, you got 60 days to do it.
Yeah.
From start to finish.
And my documents, my vital biographical documents, sometimes my passport, or my birth certificate, and everything else is back home. My evidence is back home. My witnesses are not around yet.
Right.
And so it's not just to go to trial in 60 days, but everything I need, all the ammunition to go to trial is not with me.
Exactly. A lot of people who would otherwise be eligible for asylum are getting denied.
Right.
Now, what does that do for the people who filed last year, or the year before, or 3 years before, or 5 years before? They wait. They wait longer and longer and longer. It used to be FIFO, first in, first out, but now it's LIFO, last in, first out. So the last application in gets the first interview. The person who's been waiting years
continues to wait.
So what do? Your life's in limbo, Abadir. Tell me what you do.
You have to file a lawsuit. As Brad said before, there was processing times. There was an order to things with the Obama administration, the Bush administration. People would file for their asylums, and you could check and say, okay, the wait time for interviews is 1.5 years or 2 years. But now somebody will call, and you can't even tell him anything because he's turned the process on its head. So the only thing you could do is file a lawsuit and challenge the regulation.
Now, in our last episode of Abadir Sues the Government, we talked about pending I-130 visa petitions. People who have had visa petitions pending for a long time.
Right.
And you said file a mandamus.
Yes.
Which is force the government to make a decision.
Yes.
In this particular case, are you also filing a mandamus?
Correct. Yes.
It is the same exact thing.
It's the same suit. It's the same suit, but there has an additional claim to it, which is an APA claim, which is Administrative Procedures Act. So that Administrative Procedures Act is a federal statute that mandates all agencies, not just USCIS, but all agencies to follow their regulations and procedures.
What should somebody do if they have an asylum case that's been pending for a while, or they have a loved one or a friend who has an asylum case pending for a while? What do you think they should do?
Call us.
Call us.
And we'll put together a lawsuit, and we'll get you your interview as soon as possible.
All right. So the telephone number for Abadir at Spar Bernstein is the same telephone number to call us on our Bradshaw Live show. 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. It's the number for law offices at Spar Bernstein. It's also the number to call to get your questions answered for free right here on our show. Abadir, wonderful job as always.
Thank you.
As again, prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome. But right now, in the time of Donald Trump, especially now that there's no collusion, okay, you better have good lawyers on your side who are ready to go to bat for you.
Right.
And I'm sitting next to one right now. Abadir, great job. Thank you
so much. Yes.
All right. All right, so we're going to get to our social media check-in in about 45 seconds. I do have to remind everybody, if you want to follow my trip this weekend, I'm going to be going to Paris. So we'll be off the air Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but you can check me out in Paris. I'll be back on Thursday and Friday live. So we will be off the air for a few days. I'll miss everybody, but you can follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein. And also, hopefully next week, we're going to start being able, because we're having more editors come in, that we're going to be able to start cutting up the best of the night before. And you can watch it on Instagram, the best 2-3 minutes of our show. As well on our Instagram, on my Instagram page at Real Brad Bernstein. You can also follow our show Instagram at Brad Show Live, which will give you a lot more meat and potatoes if you like a meat and potatoes type of thing, right?
That's right.
Right. You get more meat and potatoes on
Brad Show Live.
Brad Show Live.
That's right.
You know, the guests who come on and the actual immigration questions answered. At Real Brad Bernstein, you just get me.
Right.
and whatever I'm doing.
Bradshaw Live is the comfort food to the whole grain that is at Real Brad Bernstein.
Maybe.
Like your account is healthy for everyone. It's travel, it's everything, but
Right, the meat and potatoes.
the meat and potatoes
is at Bradshaw Live. And Belgium Kim, what do they got at Belgium Kim?
They have amazing content of pictures and videos sometimes and excerpts from the show, and you'll just have to watch and see and be surprised, like I will, about what goes on my Instagram at Belgium Kim.
And for me, you guys can follow me at Yonathan Elias TV. I definitely will have a lot more pictures that you have not seen from today, from my Puerto Rico trip, and of course, the life of Jan. So hit me up.
All right, with that, what I was about to say, we're not comments of the day. Social media, check it. I lost my train of thought for a second. The train left my head, but now it's back. Social media, check it.
Our very first question is from the wonderful Kim Smith, who said, so my passport's expired and I'd like to travel, but I just sent in an I-751. How can I get the I-551 stamp? I got an emergency passport to travel. The regular passport isn't going to be ready, and I'll do my passport in Jamaica, so where would I receive it faster?
Go to the local immigration office, and if you can't get an InfoPass appointment, literally show up with a plane ticket, proof that you're a resident somehow, and show I gotta leave, I need a stamp. And basically talk your way into the building.
All right, funny video says, if my husband is on probation, will I be penalized at my green card interview?
No, unless he's violated his probation, you'll be fine.
We've got another question coming in from Tanish Brown, who said, my husband is filing for my son who's in Jamaica. I've submitted all the required documents except for his most recent pay stubs because he's currently unemployed. What can we do about that?
His pay stubs, this is the petitioner or the beneficiary?
Husband is filing for son. It just says his most recent pay
so
stubs.
I guess the husband's pay
yeah.
stubs, he's not working, you're going to need an affidavit of support from a second person. That's what you're going to need.
All right, Karel says, can someone travel domestic flights using their passport even though they overstayed on their B1, B2 visa?
Absolutely. TSA, when you go through the airport, they're not looking to arrest immigrants. They're looking to make sure that the person who bought the plane ticket is the person who's going on the plane. And quite frankly, even if they were looking, they wouldn't be able to determine just by looking at your passport whether you're legal or not in America. Why? Because there's lots of people who are not U.S. citizens who are using their passports to get on a plane, who may have green cards, may be here legally on a visa, or some other reason why they're here legal, but maybe there's no visa or legal stamp in their passport. So just because you show a foreign passport doesn't mean automatically you're an illegal alien and you're going to get arrested, or an out-of-status alien, or an out-of-status human being, really, is what we should really say.
Right.
When I start, because I get caught up sometimes in reading all this news, all right, I myself use the wrong word.
It's crazy, right?
Right, and I know better.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's make a pact.
Okay.
Okay, that whenever any of us uses the word illegal alien, we will correct each other without insulting each other.
Okay.
Because I have to train myself.
Yeah.
You're an undocumented person.
Yes.
You're not an illegal alien. You're not a criminal.
As you always say, words matter.
Right.
Chrissa says, we filed for an adjustment of status December of 2018. It was an immediate relative by marriage, and we filed the I-765. We did biometrics in January, and the fingerprint review was done just a couple days later. As of now, however, we haven't heard anything from USCIS, and they're telling us now that we need to wait until June or July for a work permit. What I'm wondering is for a response to the I-765. So what I'm wondering is there anything I can do to expedite the I-765 to get my work permit faster? USCIS said that it could be done earlier if there were several categories like severe financial loss or an emergency situation.
Yeah, good luck proving that. The only way you're speeding up your case is file a mandamus, just like Abadir was talking about earlier.
Sorry, she's got one more follow-up. And she also said, how long are they going to wait to hear from the National Benefit Center to receive the schedule for the interview in Long Island?
12 to 24 months. keep watching Abadir. We're going to be talking about what to do for these long adjustment interviews next week.
All right, Princess Dyer says, hello, Brad. My niece is here and out of status. She's 20 years old. Is there a way that she can get a green card without getting married?
Princess Dyer wants to know if her niece can get a green card without getting married. It says the outlook not so good, but that's what it says. I just read but there's plenty of ways. Magic 8 Ball may not be right on that.
Is there any way that the aunt can somehow
can't
get
help her.
Okay.
Jeannie is having an issue because she had her marriage-based green card interview back in November, but her medical exam was already expired and she has not heard anything from USCIS and she hasn't received a request for a new one. What can she do and what should she
How
expect?
long has she been now?
So they had the interview in November of 2018.
All right, so this is the story. Immigration, by law, has to give a decision on your adjustment interview within 120 days of that interview. If it's more than 120 days from that interview, they've broken the law as it pertains to your particular case. So you have three choices. You can sit on your hands and do nothing. You could write immigration, say, hey, you break in the law. You're supposed to do this in 120 days. Or you can sue them in a mandamus like what Abadir and I were talking about earlier. Those are your three options.
All right, MGM says, can I use renter's insurance as part of my supporting evidence of my marriage for my interview?
Sure.
It's interesting. That was a question we hadn't gotten before.
Yeah, why is that interesting? You have a renter's insurance, your husband and wife are named as renters for that apartment. That's some indication that you're living together.
That makes sense.
And you have some indication that you have a financial relationship.
I think I just get really thrown whenever we ask questions that I don't think we've asked before.
Yeah, we've never asked.
No, right? Angela Barrett said, hey, Kim or Yo-Yo, I want to ask a question about my brother who's married to a U.S. citizen. But the U.S. citizen wants to put in for him and his 3 kids, but they're over there with their mother in New York. But she moved on and the kids overstayed their visa. Can his wife put in for his kids, even though his kids are with mom and they've overstayed their visas?
As long as wife married you before the kids turned 18, absolutely.
All right. Tamika says, what's the name of the document that a green card holder needs to apply for if they intend to continue living in their home country until they complete school, which will take roughly 3 to 4 years to complete? If the green card holder visits the U.S. once or twice a year, will they still need to apply for that document?
You need a re-entry permit, and you should apply for that document anytime you're not permanently residing in the United States. So it's not visiting a week here and a week there. You're running the risk of being turned around at the airport by doing that. But if you get what's called a re-entry permit, it's done on an I-131, you have no problem. You can stay out as much or as little as you want. You can come as much or as little as you want, and you use your green card and re-entry permit.
Aisha has a follow-up from yesterday, and we kind of answered these questions yesterday, but she's laid them out in a different kind of way. So we're going to try to be as concise as possible. And Aisha, this is the time we're answering these questions, okay? Aisha is
Boy, you really giving it to her.
Well, listen, this is what happened.
Why are you giving it to her? Let her just ask the question. Why you're really tough on her.
I wasn't trying to be tough.
Did that sound it?
No.
I wasn't here
Belgium
yesterday,
Kim is
so
like,
I don't
listen,
know.
Aisha, I'm going to ask this. We answered this already. I'm going to ask it one more time, and don't you dare ever bother me again.
Listen, this
That's
is what
it
happened.
sounded like.
Let me give you context. Aisha asked her question yesterday and was like pasting the same question over and over again. And then her husband called and we handled it over the phone. And then they asked additional questions that you had answered over the phone.
This
and
is
now she's
Imran.
back. This is a different one. But
I thought this was Imran.
I forgot what her husband's name was.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's been a situation with Aisha, but I want to get her all the information in one concise place.
By the way, Angela Barrett, you could always go back and listen if you didn't hear what I said. Don't
Right.
worry about crying baby. Yes. Right, take care of your baby, please.
So Aisha is a U.S. citizen. She was living with
God
her
damn it,
parents.
Kim! I'm always answering this question from Aisha.
I know, right? She was living with her parents out of the U.S. and then came back in 2018.
Wait, start again?
So Aisha is a U.S. citizen who was living with her parents outside of the U.S. and then came back in 2018.
Okay.
What she'd like to do is adjust her husband's status. Her husband is on an F1 visa, and she's a student and she's not working. We're filing taxes jointly. My husband on the F1's income is $22,000, from about which $8,000 is from foreign income. Can we apply for the adjustment of status? Will the foreign income of my spouse on the F1 visa be considered to meet the minimum income requirement? And we've only have 1 year of tax returns. Can we file, or do we need to wait for the 3?
What you need is a second affidavit of support. You can't use your husband's income, whether it was here in the United States or in a foreign country, for the affidavit of support. So you need a second affidavit of support. You will submit your affidavit of support with your joint tax returns, whatever they are, but your income is 0. You're the petitioner. And then you will need a second income from a second affidavit of support. It could be a friend, a family member. They don't necessarily have to be living in the same town or even the same state as you.
All right, Cammy Camel says, question, a friend of mine married a U.S. citizen. Now, he does not read and write well. So unfortunately, she filled out his W-4 for claiming they have 4 dependents, also stating that he's married and will file jointly. Now, they're separated, not legally, through though he is trying to file his taxes, but it wouldn't process because he does not have her social to provide. She also petitioned for him. He has his work permit too. How can he go around it? Will it be a major problem if he files single now?
What is he trying to do?
I'm
lost. I heard he can't read or write, and now he's
She
married.
filed his W-4, and now they're separated.
What is he trying? Is he trying to become a
He's trying
citizen?
to file his taxes. So it doesn't say like it. I would think that he's trying to become a citizen or a green card holder.
Can you read that question again? Because I'm not understanding. If you could read it just quickly, I'm not understanding what that question is.
Okay, a friend of mine married a U.S. citizen. Now he doesn't read and write.
Right.
So she filed out the W-4, claiming they have 4 dependents, also stating that they were married, and will file jointly. Now they're separated, not legally though. He's trying to file his taxes, but wouldn't process because he doesn't have her social to provide.
So just file married filing separately.
So it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Abu Ahmed said, what can I do if my wife filed for divorce while I was overseas? I don't have a green card. I only have advanced parole. Is it possible for me to now file for VAWA if they let me enter the U.S.? And what if they don't let me enter? Could I file for VAWA from overseas? Our marriage was real, but I found out that she was in love with someone else by texting him on her mobile, and I have the proof. Advise me what to do. Mr. Immigration Professor, please.
You can file a VAWA from outside the United States. You can use your advanced parole to re-enter unless you withdrew your adjustment application. I would get on a plane and come back. That's what I would do, as quickly as possible.
All right, Diana Melbourne says, hey Brad, I applied for adjustment of status through marriage from October. I did my biometrics in November and I haven't received a work permit, but I checked my case online and they scheduled the interview. What's going on?
You're gonna get a green card, wonderful.
Okay.
Fantastic news. Ken Kibbett said, I filed for VAWA but haven't filed the adjustment yet, but I applied for renewal of my work permit. So when I file the adjustment, will the work permit fee be waived, or am I going to have to pay the full amount?
You don't have to pay for a work permit when you file the adjustment the first time around.
All right, Diana Moore says, Brad, would you be able to get a disposition record and an immigration record for a deportee?
Yes.
Chica de Bias, Michael Benjamin said, I would like to put in for my citizenship, but I want to visit home. If I put it in now, and if I was at home and they requested for my fingerprint and I'm not available to be there at the moment that they schedule my fingerprint, could that be a problem? Because I really want to visit home in December, so I'm hoping that I could get my citizenship for December and that they don't call me at that time.
Well, 2 things. Number 1, if you miss your fingerprint, you could always go within 150 days and just show up and they'll fingerprint you anyway. Just delays your case. Number 2, if you file for your citizenship now, you're going to be fingerprinted in the next 6-8 weeks. You're not going to get fingerprinted in December. So do it now, go home in December, and enjoy your trip.
All right, Baliabi says, hey, happy Friday to the Brad Show.
Thank you.
What kind of forms do you need for a marriage case, and how much will it cost through a lawyer without any conviction of any kind except for overstaying a visa?
I assume you're married to a U.S. citizen. You need an I-45, I-130, I-130A, I-864, I-765, I-131. Your marriage certificate, your birth certificate, your passport you used to enter the United States, your spouse's tax returns for 3 years, job letter, bank letter. You're going to need to go take a medical exam. You need $1,760. That's the filing fee for the adjustment and the I-130, and it includes the I-765, which they do for free, which is your work permit, and the I-131 that they do for your advance parole. As far as my legal fee is concerned, my legal fee is based on 3 things. Number 1, how much time am I going to spend on your case? Number 2, what is the complexity of your case? And number 3, what is my expertise towards your case? Meaning that, is this something that I know off the top of my head, or is this something I have to research? Which also goes back to the time. I have no idea what my fees would be until I meet you.
And our final question of the evening, of the week, is from Bundle of J, which is a hilarious name, who says, my dad is filing my green card and should be approved in the next couple of months. Am I going to need an interview? I'm over 21, but he put in my paperwork before I turned 21, and I have DACA.
You will get an interview.
Okay.
And with that, Belgium Kim and Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias, because I'm getting text messages from the airline that they're gassing up the plane. All right, they're waiting for me.
We do not want that.
Right. They said if you're 5 minutes later, they're strapping me to the ring. There's no more seats for me.
That's a long flight to Paris, Brad.
Yes, on the wing.
It's a long flight to Paris.
Hold it on. You imagine like,
It's gonna be pretty cold, Brad.
All right. So we have comments of the day.
We sure do.
Yeah.
Let's see them.
Our first comment of the day is from Ava Primus Ellis Lewis, who said, Brad, I love you with and without the shave. You're my boo.
That's so sweet.
Cute.
All right, so it's 1 to 1. I have a crush and you have a crush now. I feel much better. Thank you. All right.
All right, our second comment of the day comes on Facebook from Angela Barat saying, Brad's show is better than the news. I enjoy every bit of it. My #1 show, Revolving Hearts, Revolving Hearts, Revolving Hearts.
Nice. We have so many people who love this show.
Yeah,
I just wish more people would know about it, right? I think we can help so many people.
I agree.
Yeah.
More people are finding out every day, Brad.
Okay.
And then finally, Tamika Nelson had a fun little story. Oh boy, let me tell y'all. So Wednesday, I was watching the Jamaican Embassy live stream and I started advertising Brad Show Live. Let me say, one of whoever was monitoring the live comments under it was saying that they were going to delete any advertisements. So guess what I did? I just advertised more. I know he's probably mad as hell.
I love that. I love that.
Nice.
I love that.
Guerrilla marketing. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, get Tamika in. It's guerrilla market. She's good at that stuff, right?
We got just rebel advertisers everywhere.
All right, folks. So we're going to be off the air Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You can follow me at Real Brad Bernstein, right? Is that my Instagram?
That
at Real
is.
Brad Bernstein. Follow Belgium Kim at Belgium Kim. At Yonathan Elias TV.
Yes.
Have a safe weekend. A good Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm sorry. We'll miss you. You'll miss us. But absence does make the heart grow fonder, and we'll be all more in love with each other on Thursday. We'll see you then. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK, 1-800-529-5465.